cause cancer? That is a question, and that's what I'm going to be talking to you about a little today. I'm Brendon, Fallon, health journalist with Epoch TV NTD. So I've been poring over the work of one of my favorite doctors, Dr. Russell Blaylock. He's a retired neurosurgeon who has, since retiring, done a lot of focus on nutritional medicine and nutritional approaches to dealing with a range of diseases. And he wrote a paper about the effects of viruses, one virus in particular, HCMV, human cytomegalovirus, which sounds like something from the Jurassic period, affecting dinosaurs. But this is a virus that he places at the center of the viruses that can contribute to the effects of cancer, make cancers more aggressive, make tumors more aggressive. And this is particularly seen, he talks about in his paper, which I was poring over today. This is called Accelerated Cancer Aggressiveness by Viral Oncomodulation, New Targets, and Newer Natural Treatments for Cancer Control and Treatments. I will be interviewing Dr. Blaylock on this tomorrow and getting that interview out soon. So he's talking about like this human cytomegalovirus is unbelievably common. It's something like by the time most Americans have hit the age of 40, more than half of Americans have HCMV. And HCMV is present in 90 to 100%, according to some studies, 90 to 100% of glioblastoma. This is a form of brain tumor, particularly malignant, an aggressive form of brain tumor. And there's also viruses. It's also present in breast cancer. It's also seen in not every case of breast cancer, but it's also seen in colon cancer and seen some degree in prostate cancer, not to the same degree that it's seen in glioblastoma, the brain tumors. So the question is, like, what is actually happening? Dr. Blaylock, of course, will explain this in detail when I have a chance to speak to him tomorrow. But from reading his work, there's a number of different ways that this is affecting the tumor and causing it to become more aggressive and more pernicious, you might say. And one of the things, one of the effects is, and this is something we're hearing so much about these days, with so much focus on metabolic health and metabolic health connection to brain health, it's actually affecting the mitochondria, because Otto Warburg famously made that discovery that cancer cells are primarily relying on glucose as a form of energy, and using glycolysis, this top stage of, well, this kind of elementary stage of oxidative phosphorylation, which we use to make energy, but they're just using that initial stage to be able to get to generate the upstream products that they need to basically feed the tumor. And what this means is that the mitochondria aren't producing the level of energy that they're supposed to, and this is leading to a reduction in energy, dysfunctional mitochondria, as I understand it. So this is just one mechanism. Other mechanisms, the other ways that this is affecting tumors is inflammation. You're getting like a cycle of inflammation. The tumor environment itself, the microenvironment, is inflammatory, which is creating a permissive environment for the virus to come in and have its effects, creating more inflammation. So you've got this kind of cycle of inflammation feeding on itself. It's also sending out the tumor. And these viruses are considered latent viruses. People don't even know they have human cytomegalovirus. It's so common in the population, and people don't even realize they have it because they don't see any symptoms from it. But in the case of cancer, you might start to see some effects of it because of this permissive tumor microenvironment that is created, and the virus is going to seize on that opportunity to have its effects. The question is, what do we actually do about the situation? So we know that a virus like HCMV can have this effect on a tumor. Where does that leave us? Of course, this is something we're going to go into in the interview, and Dr. Blaylock will discuss that in detail. There's things like nutraceuticals that can be used, and that he talks extensively about that have powerful anti-inflammatory effects, for one. But if we're talking about the effects of a virus on a tumor, One obvious thing is there needs to be more screening of people who are dealing with these kinds of cancers, with maybe breast cancer, colon cancer, to see if they've got a virus that's affecting the tumor and making it more aggressive. And then combined with that, implementing certain viral therapies alongside with whatever cancer therapies they might have. And in terms of those cancer therapies, there is something in this paper about the effects that chemotherapy and radiation therapy can have in this situation. And I mean, a tip, it's not necessarily a good effect. So you might like to check out that paper yourself. Accelerated cancer aggressiveness, I'm going to show up to well, by viral oncomodulation, new targets, and new natural treatments for cancer control and treatment. Maybe just search for Russell Blaylock and oncomodulation if you want to look that up and see what it has to say. So I've got this interview I'm going to be doing tomorrow. Honored to speak to Russell Blaylock again, a fantastic man and an incredible doctor who really has a deep compassion, really cares about helping people. And that interview will be coming out soon. So keep an eye out for that on Vital Signs, on Epoch TV, and also NTD. Great to be with you. Wish you a good night. I'm Brendon Fallon, health journalist.